Okay, so just before we start, if you have a strap handy or a scarf or a belt, we'll be using the strap a bit today for class. So just go ahead and take some time to go and grab some props. And also if you have a block at home, that'll also be handy for later on. So go ahead, find a nice, comfortable seated position. Just to let you know, I am not wearing my mask right now. I have it here as no one is in the space with me right now. So go ahead and bring your hands to the back of the buttocks and just sort of move the flesh away so you can sit nice and tall on your sit bones. And close your eyes, relax the belly. Allow the hands to softly be on the knees. And find your breath. Just trying to observe and not judge or manipulate anything right now. Just finding the nice rise and fall of your breathing. And as we connect with our breath and tune into the body, I want to take a little space to think about what we're grateful for this class as we enter into Easter, where we might be surrounded by family and friends and some celebration, moving into springtime as the season is changing and flowers are blooming. Just take a moment to notice what you're grateful for right now in this moment. And taking a few more inhales and exhales. And at the bottom of your next exhalation, take one of the deepest breaths you've had all week. Filling your lungs with air and open the mouth and sigh it out. Good, 2 more times, just like that. Inhale in deeply. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Last one, inhale in deeply. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. Slowly open your eyes. Go ahead and bring your right hand down to the floor. Root both sit bones down into the ground and inhale the left as we lean over to the right, getting a nice side body stretch here. And notice if this left sit bone really pops up. See if you can root that down into the ground as you lean over. Really stretching the intercostal muscles in between the ribs, taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, come to center. Just take a moment to notice the difference. Go ahead and bring your left arm down. Inhale the right arm up, lean over to the left. And if it feels good, you can bring your forearm down to the ground or really come onto your fingertips and reach far out, whatever feels good to you. Wherever you are, just press and encourage that right sit bone to move down towards the ground. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale, slowly come to center. Good, go ahead and cross the left arm over the body. Bring the right arm right next to the elbow, not on top, but right next to it. And then press your arms into one another, getting a nice little stretch in the arms here. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, slowly let it go. Notice the difference. Cross the right arm across the body. Bring the left arm right behind the elbow. Press the arms into one another. Feeling a big stretch in the shoulder. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, come to center. Good. Bring your left hand onto your right knee. Go ahead and place the right arm behind you. Take a big inhale in as you elongate the spine. And exhale, twist from the rib cage, look to the right. Taking one more big inhale in as you root both sit bones down into the ground. And exhale, spiral to center. Notice the difference. Bring your right hand onto the left knee. Go ahead and bring the left arm back. Take a big inhale in. And exhale, twist from the rib cage, look to the left. Pull the belly button to the back of the spine. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Good, go ahead and move towards tabletop position. We're gonna be moving into cat-cow. So root the inner edges of your hands down, flex your feet, hug the inner thighs in so you can feel the abdominals light on. Take a big inhale in as you round the spine. And exhale, lift and lengthen, look out. Open up the throat. And go ahead and close your eyes if it feels good to just move through this position, linking breath and movement. Really enjoying the flow of feeling the spine flexing and extending. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, come back to a neutral tabletop position. Hug those inner thighs in, pull the belly button to the back of the spine, and exhale, lift the knees up an inch off the mat, hovering table. Good, look forward, soften in between the shoulder blades. Maybe give yourself a nice little smile. Go ahead and hug those inner thighs in towards one another. Good, and exhale, press back into downward facing dog. First down dog of the day, maybe move what needs to be adjusted and pedal out the feet. And really, as you're pedaling out the feet, you can really think about sticking the buttocks out, really kind of getting a little bit of a hip stretch here. Root both feet down into the ground. Inhale, come to the top of the plank. Notice if you have to adjust anything. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. The length of our plank is the length of our down dog. Inhale, press the inner edges of your hands down, soften in between the shoulder blades. And everybody bend both knees, sit the hips back like you're sitting in a little chair in the back of your mat. Good, notice the elongation of the low back. Keeping that, slowly stretch out your legs. Good, taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, look at the top of your mat, step or jump. Inhale, the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Two more times, just linking breath and movement. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, inhale the arms up. Bring your arms right down beside you. Interlace your hands behind your sacrum. Pull your fingertips apart so you feel a little bit of tension there. You can also micro bend the elbows just to give yourself a little bit of grace. And then take a big inhale, and as you open up the heart and chest, straightening the elbows a little bit. Good. And then exhale, bend at the knees, hinge at the hips for chair pose. Hug the inner thighs in towards one another. Lift the heart and chest up. Make sure the knees are out over the third or fourth toe. Take one more big inhale in, and exhale, slowly undo your hands. Bring your arms bicep over the ears. Sit a little bit deeper in chair. Good, take one more big inhale in, and exhale, lift everything high to the sky. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, halfway lift. Inhale, root the hands down into the ground, press back into a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Go ahead and root both feet down into the ground. Hug the legs in towards one another. Keeping that, exhale the arms high to the sky. Crescent lunge. Good. Go ahead and lift this back thigh up. Then bend a little deeper in the front knee. take a big inhale in, opening the heart and chest center up, opening the armpits up. And exhale, bring your arms back down to the mat, press back into a downward facing dog. Notice the difference from side to side. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Root the feet down into the ground, hug the legs in. Keeping that, press the arms up high to the sky. Good, lift the back thigh up, bend the front knee a little bit more. And feel the breath percolate through the whole body. The breath rich and resourceful. Take one more big inhale in as you lean back into the shoulder blades. Exhale, bring your arms back down to the mat, press it back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Feel the breath. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, bend the knees. Go ahead and look forward, pull the shoulder bone back, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, hug the inner thighs in. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Rotate the back leg down. Make sure that those back toes are internally rotated. Hug the legs in and exhale, bring the arms parallel to your mat for warrior two. Good, make sure that this front knee is over the third or fourth toe. And reach back with the back fingertips so we can have a little bit more opening in this front hip and bend a little bit deeper. Again, feel the breath stretching you from the inside out. This is a pose that we come to so often. What can we find in this pose for today? What are we grateful for? Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, bring the right forearm down to the right thigh, sweeping the left arm across the ear, making sure that we're not dumping into this right shoulder blade, but pull the shoulder bone back, spiral the heart and chest up. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, press it down to come back up. Straightening the front leg. If you have a block, you can go ahead and bring it over to the outside of the front foot. Hug the legs in towards one another like you have a big beach ball in between the thighs and you're squeezing the inner thighs in. Keeping that, reach really far out. Go ahead and bring your hand to your block or your low leg here. And the left arm is in line with the shoulder blades. Look up at the ceiling. Spiral the heart and chest up. Take one more big inhale in. And exhale, root down to come back up. Go ahead and rotate that right foot to the center. Good, we're gonna come to a wide side angle pose. So again, imagine that big beach ball here. Hug the inner thighs in. Take a big inhale and as you lift the heart and chest up, keeping that hinge at the hips, lead with the heart. Come on top of your fingertips or bring your hands down. A few options here. You can reach your hands to the back, flipping the palms, or maybe bring your two fingers and do toe lock with your big toe. Yogi's choice. Wherever you are, notice where the weight is on your foot. Are you more at your toes or at your heels? Can you find that sweet spot in the middle? Maybe shake out the head a little bit. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, slowly bend the knees, roll up the spine. Good. Go ahead and rotate this left foot out. Make sure the back toes are internally rotated. Bring the arms parallel to your mat and find warrior two on the other side. Look out over your fingertips. Hug the legs in and think about really lifting up through the spine. How can your breath lengthen your spine up and out? Take one more big inhale in. And exhale, bring your right forearm down to the right thigh. Sweep the left arm down to your left thigh, right arm across the ear. Inhale, gather energy up the limbs to the core of the pelvis. Keeping that root back down as you stretch out through your head, out through your fingertips. Take one more big breath in as you spiral that heart and chest up. And exhale, press down to come back up to warrior two. Go ahead and move your block if you need to, straighten the front leg. Hug those inner thighs into one another. Really important to be stretching from the meat of our hamstrings and not the ligaments. So it's really good to hug the legs in towards one another. Good, keeping that action, reach really far out. Bring your hand onto your block or to your low leg, right arm in line with your shoulder blades. Can you lean back into the shoulders, lean back into the head, spiral the heart and chest up. If it feels good, maybe you bring your right arm across your ear, finding a big side body stretch. Taking one more breath in. And exhale, root down to come back up. Good, go ahead and rotate that left foot in. Heel toe your feet in a little bit. Good. And this is a time to go ahead and grab your strap, or if you have a scarf or a belt at home. So we're going to do a little bit of shoulder work today. So this is my favorite exercise called shoulder flossing. So it's really going to depend on you about the flexibility of your shoulders. If your arms want to be sort of at the length of your shoulders or really far out. So you're going to have to do a little bit of testing. So wherever you are, root your feet down into the ground, bend your knees a little bit. Really pull apart the strap. Bring it down by your waist. Take a big inhale in and exhale. Keep on pulling the strap apart. Oh, and bring it all the way back. Going as far as it feels comfortable. Keep on pulling the strap apart. Good. This is a huge clavicle opener, huge shoulder opener. We're going to do this a few times. Just keep on pulling that strap apart. Good. And as much as possible, you want to keep your arms straight. So if that feels a little impossible, go ahead and spread your arms a bit farther apart and maybe not go all the way back. Yeah. So what we don't want is maybe something like this. Right? We want to keep it nice forward and backwards, keeping the pelvis and spine completely stable and just rotating around the shoulder. Good. Let's just do this one more time. Good. You might feel a little bit clunky on one side. That's okay. Good. Notice the difference. Bring your strap down. Heel toe your feet into Tadasana. Bring your arms, palms facing forward. Look out. And just notice, take that inventory in of how the clavicle and shoulders might feel a little bit more open, might feel a little bit more softened. Maybe your breath can reach up there. Good. Inhale, come to the top of your mat. Bring your hands onto your hips. Step your right foot back. I'm going to come into a big hamstring stretch. So this is called, this pose is called intense stretch, which it is. So bear with me here. So my right foot is back. Everything is nice and parallel. And just notice that your hips are also really, really parallel. So that's what we want to keep. So to keep that, you want to keep on tucking the left hip back, right hip forward. Hug the legs in towards one another. Take a big inhale in as you lift up through the chest and spine. And exhale, hinge forward. Good. If you have a block, this might be all that you get to. If you have two blocks, you can bring them right beside you. Or slowly bring your fingertips down to the ground. Keep on hugging, tucking that left hip back. Good. Really rooting the left foot down into the ground. And even just for fun, go ahead and lift the toes up. And then maybe spread the toes apart and softly bring the toes back down to the mat. Taking one more big inhale in, root the feet down into the ground. And exhale, slowly come back up. Bend the left knee, bring the right to meet the left foot. Notice the difference. Take a breath. Step the left foot nice and long back. Good. And then again, really make sure that the legs are nice and parallel. Tuck the right hip back this time, left hip forward. Good. Take a big inhale in as you lift up in the heart and chest, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Ooh, notice one side might be a little bit tighter than the other one. This is definitely my tighter side. And then go ahead and bring your fingertips down. If you have a block, you can, or maybe staying right where you are is where you need to be. Again, for fun, look down at that right foot, lift the toes up, spread the toes apart, and softly bring it down to the mat. Taking 2 more breaths here, really tucking that right hip bone back. Last breath, inhale in deeply. And exhale, root the feet down into the ground. Slowly come up with a flat back. Bend the right knee, bring the left to the right. Inhale, the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, come to the top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, the arms high to the sky. And exhale, bring the arms down. Good. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the strap one more time. We're going to come into a standing balance here. And we're gonna get into a similar stretch that we just had. Good, just checking the time here. So go ahead and bring the strap or your scarf, whatever you have with you for today, right underneath your right foot. And I'm really placing it at the base of my foot. Go ahead and grab the strap with your right hand. Lift your right knee up. Good. Really root the left foot down into the ground. As you root down, lift up with the spine. Good. And then slowly extend that right leg. Nice. Getting some really deep hamstring stretches today, everyone. Soften that right hip back. And if you need to be next to a wall or a chair for some balance, that's okay. And then staying here, can we slowly open out to the side? Now, what I don't want to see is totally collapsing here in the left hip. Go ahead and really place it right on top. Lift the right leg up. Maybe lift the left arm out to the side. Take one more breath in, flex out through the heel. Exhale, come to center. Whoop. Slowly bring the foot down. Ooh, notice the difference from side to side. Bend the knees. Good. Slowly go ahead and undo that strap. Place it right underneath the left foot. Really nice at the base. Good. Go ahead and grab the straps with your left hand. Root the right foot down into the ground as you lift the left knee up. Flex out through the heel. And even here, can you hug the inner thighs towards one another? Sort of a scissoring action. Keeping that, slowly extend the left foot out. Again, we root down with the right foot to rise up. Good. Taking one more big inhale in. Exhale, open out to the side. Maybe open the right arm up. Finding that opening of the clavicle and shoulder. Good. Take one more breath in. And exhale, slowly come to center. Bring the left foot down. Good. Notice the difference. Bend the knees from side to side. Good. Go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Place the strap down. Inhale the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, root back down to downward facing dog. Notice the difference in the legs. Notice if you can stretch your hamstrings a little bit further back, softening the heels down into the ground. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, find pigeon. Bringing the right foot right underneath the left wrist. Flexing both feet. Softening the right hip bone back. Hugging the legs in towards one another and softening in between the shoulder blades. Taking a few breaths here, really softening in the hips. And you can absolutely stay here or maybe bend that back knee. Go ahead and grab the foot for a little bit of a thigh stretch. Wherever you are, if you're getting that thigh stretch, flex this heel, press the foot into hand, hand into foot. Look out. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, slowly let that foot go. Bring your forearms down to the ground. Take 2 breaths here as you soften in the hip flexors. Go ahead and interlace your hands together. Make sure your pinky's nice and long. Press your pinky down into the floor. Energetically hug the forearms together. Lift the left kneecap up and slowly slide the right leg back for plank pose. Hug the inner thighs in, look out. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, bend at the knees, press back into child's pose. Notice the difference from side to side. Find your breath. Taking that moment to reflect on what you're grateful for in this moment, for this weekend. At the bottom of your next exhalation, come back to a nice downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, find pigeon on the other side. Again, tuck the left hip bone back, flex both heels. Hug the legs in towards one another. Pull the shoulder bones back, look out. Feel the strength of this pose as you press your legs down into the mat. You can really feel flight. Good, and you can either stay here or bend that back knee. Go ahead and grab the back foot, flexing the heel, pressing foot into hand, hand into foot. Good. Again, feeling that breath stretching you from the inside out. Taking one more big inhale in as you really press the legs down into the mat. Exhale, slowly let go of the foot. Come back to your forearms. Take a breath here. Soften in the hip flexors. Good. Go ahead and interlace your hands differently from the first time. Keep that pinky nice and long. Press the pinky down, energetically hug the forearms together, soften in between the shoulder blades. Lift the back kneecap up and snake the left to meet the right leg, plank pose. Can you lift the heart up, press the heels back. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, bend the knees, child's pose. Taking a little bit longer of a break here, really feeling and filling the back body with your breath. Can you illuminate the back rib cage, the back kidneys? Staying here for 2 more breaths. Good. Slowly roll out, come down to sit on your buttocks here. We're going to do a little bit of abdominal work for today. And this particular abdominal work is really, really good stabilizer for the low back and hips. So I'm going to roll down, and if you have a block at home, I really encourage you to place it in between the thighs. Hug your thighs in towards one another. If you don't have one, that's okay. I'm also not going to work with one for today. You can really imagine energetically hugging the inner thighs in. So we're really engaging in the hamstrings. So keeping that imaginary block or the block in between the thighs, lift both knees up. Good, flex the heels and place your arms down right beside you. Press your arms down into the mat so much so that you can kind of slide your shoulder blades right next to one another. Good, take a big inhale and pull the belly button to the back of the spine. And exhale, bring everything over to the right as far as you can go. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, bring everything over to the left. Come to center. Bring everything over to the right. Really keep on pulling that belly button to the back of the spine. Everything over to the left. Good. One more time on each side. And to the center. And to the left. Good. Coming back to center, stay here. Keep on hugging the inner thighs in. Extend the right leg up. Keep the left knee bent. Keep on hugging everything towards the midline, and everything goes over to the right again, going as far as you can with keeping that block in between the thighs. Bring everything over to the left and the center, and to the right, and the center, to the left. Really keep on pulling that belly button to the back of the spine. One more time each side. Center. And last one. Good. Go ahead and bend that right knee, extend the left. Hug everything in, pull that belly button to the back, bring everything to the right. And just notice if one side of the abdominals as you move from side to side feels a little bit weaker than the other. That's okay. Really just keep focusing on your breath and pulling that belly button to the back of the spine. You really want to think of a scooping action, as if you have like a big ice cream scoop and it's scooping the low abdominals to the back of the mat. Good, we're gonna do it one more time each side. Keeping everything really tight and stable. Good. Extend the right knee up so both legs are up in the air. Hug the inner thighs in. Good. Slowly bring everything to the right. Whoa, this is a little bit harder. And center, pulling that belly button in. Going as far as it feels steady and stable for you. Connecting the movement with your breath. One more time each side. Good. Last time to the left. Good. Bend both knees. Pull your knees to the chest. Rock your hips from side to side. Nice, everybody. Good. And we'll come into 2 bridge poses just to end class for today. So go ahead and bring your heels right underneath your sit bones. Bring your hands to robot hands by forearms are next to one another, palms facing and fingertips high to the sky. Press your forearms into the mat, snake those shoulder blades in. Press your head into the mat, engaging the cervical spine. Dig the heels in and exhale, lift the pelvis up. Hug the inner thighs in. Taking one more big inhale in. And exhale, slowly roll down the spine. Good. Take a breath in the center of your pelvis. We'll do this one more time. So press your forearms down into the mat, press your head in, dig the heels down into the ground, and exhale, lift the pelvis up. Hug the inner thighs in. Take one more big inhale in. And exhale, roll down the spine. Good. Bring your hands out to a T and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Softening where it needs to soften. Enjoying the movement of the hips. Go ahead and slow your breath down. And the next time the knees are over to the right side, go ahead and keep them there for a soft supine twist. Flex both feet and find any supine twist today that feels good to you. You might stay here. You might bring the foot onto the left knee or cross the left leg all the way over to the right. Wherever you are, maybe soften the head in the opposite direction. Slow that breath down. Taking one more sweet breath in. And slowly bring the head to the center. Slowly bring the knees to the center. Take a breath in the middle of the pelvis. And exhale, allow the knees to drop over to the left side, flexing both feet. And again, finding any supine twist that feels good to you. It doesn't have to match the one that you just did. And rotate the head over to the right. Imagine your breath filling up the whole body here. Taking one more sweet breath in. And exhale, slowly bring the head to center, slowly bring the knees to center. Soften in the pelvis and slowly extend the legs out for Shavasana. Bringing the arms right down beside you, palms facing up or palms facing down. Maybe one hand on the heart center, one hand on the belly. Close the eyes. Find the sweetness and fullness of your breath. Allowing the eyes to soften. Allowing the jaw to unclench. Feeling the weight of the shoulders and head pull back into the ground. Feeling the weight of the pelvis drop down. The weight of the arms and the legs. And all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Take another big inhale in. Reminding ourselves of those grateful things that we called into for this practice. Do they remain the same? Have they changed after this 45 minutes? And just for a moment, open your awareness and senses to the sounds in the room. Noticing what you hear inside and maybe outside of the room that you're in. Slowly bringing the inside world into the body as we bring the body into the outside world. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And slowly roll over to one side of the body, allowing the weight of the pelvis and head to continually drop down. Taking a full breath in, full breath out. At the bottom of your next exhalation, slowly press your hand into the floor. Come back to a nice, comfortable seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good to you. Taking a little inventory and noticing how you're feeling and where you're feeling it. Taking another one of those deep, deep breaths. And open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, into heart center. Bow your head down. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you and your loved ones this weekend have a beautiful and safe and healthy weekend. Take one more sweet breath in and exhale. Go in peace. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful and sunny weekend. Enjoy tomorrow.